So, welcome back. Hopefully, you learned a little bit about your classmates and maybe you found something in common with somebody you didn't know before. This is a good opportunity to meet new people in middle school. So, I'm just going to go through the different stations just really fast so that you have an idea of what each station is going to look like. Once you complete that particular station, you just hit the next button and can go on to the next one until you're complete. And don't forget that you have 2 days to finish all of these, okay? So the first one is probably one of my favorites because it's a Dear Teacher letter. And what you're going to do, there's a planning space on there for you. So you can just start brainstorming some ideas of what you want to write about. And then the second part of that, I can't scroll down on this one, but when you scroll down, there's actually a little area for you to write your particular teacher a letter about yourself. You'll notice it says it needs to be 3 paragraphs. And then there's some examples right here of what you could write about. So your Dear Teacher letter is just an idea, first of all, to show us how you can write, and then also to give us some information about you just in general. The next one is bucket list. If you don't know what a bucket list is, there's a link up here for you to click on if you'd like to see what a bucket list actually is. And what you're going to do is you're going to create a list of 10 to 15 things you'd like to do this year. They can be serious short-term goals, or you can think about fun things you've always wanted to do several years from now, whatever you want to do. It can be personal, it can be school related. Now, I ask that they don't all be personal. We would like for you to maybe set some goals for this year as well, but they don't all have to 10 to 15 be about school only. So all you're simply doing is making a bucket list of things that you want to accomplish. So this next one is called a 6-word story. We know how much 7th graders love to write, and this one is probably going to be a little more difficult than it sounds. You're saying, oh, a 6-word story, easy. Okay. But you can't go over 6. It can't be less than 6. So for instance, you can read the directions right here. Okay. I'm not going to go through all that. You can do that when you get to this particular station. It says to upload a picture and then to write your little story here. And I love nature. I love being outside. I just like being with friends and family. So that was the topic and the main point of my particular story about myself. So what I said is binoculars down, enjoy the big picture. And that's my 6-word story. So it's going to be maybe really simple for some of you. And for some of you, it might be really difficult to think of something that really sums up something about yourself. Personal soundtrack. This is another favorite of mine because if you were to compose a soundtrack of your life, meaning, normally movies have different songs in the movie itself, and then they come out with a soundtrack with all those songs that were played in the movie. So if you had to choose 6 songs, okay, to describe your life or just to be a playlist of your life, what would those 6 songs be? And you need to explain why. Okay. Maybe it doesn't have any significance other than it's just your favorite song. You listen to it all the time when you wake up in the morning. But if that's your explanation, then type that in. Okay. Now, all of them shouldn't be that, but we definitely want you to put the artist in the song and then tell us why that would be a soundtrack to your life. So I think you could have a lot of fun with this one. This one is where you're actually going to have to find a classmate. When you get to this point, if other people are finished, we'll pair you up. But you're going to actually have a conversation with somebody. Hopefully, it's somebody you don't know in the class. But we want you to talk to somebody near you. I don't have my mask symbol on this particular slideshow, but have your mask up ready to go to talk. And find out some similarities and some differences about you. It does not all have to be like looks and physical things that are similar and different, but actually have a conversation. Talk about your family, talk about your interests, talk about your hobbies, and maybe you'll find out more than you think about each other. And again, middle school is a whole new ball game, so it's nice to know and get to know other people. So don't be too upset if you're paired up with somebody that you've never spoken to before. Okay, just have fun with it. And you've all done a Venn diagram before. Find those similarities, find those differences, and then fill it in on your graph when you get to this. This is also a fun one. And this is the last one that you're going to do because it's like a little quiz. You take a quiz, a personality test, and then these questions right here, you'll fill in. When you're done with the quiz, the link's right here, it'll say your personality type. It'll give you a word, okay? And you'll type this word in. And then it will also tell you some of your strengths and weaknesses. I want you to type some of those in. Who are some of the famous people that share your personality type? I mean, it will come up with this whole explanation of why they think you're this way and everything else. And I want you to fill in these colorful boxes by answering those questions. So that's your personality test. You might learn something about yourself as well during this, and it'll be fun to look at that. So those are your stations. Again, the objective is simply your goal is to write in various formats, show us what you can do as a writer, and then to also get to know your teachers and your classmates. And then again, success criteria, what will you need to do to achieve this? Make sure that you're reading and following all directions. Make sure you're using complete sentences when it asks for that. And then make sure that you're speaking clearly to classmates and you're not hesitating asking questions and getting to know each other. So, right now, go ahead, get back on Canvas and get started. Go ahead and get to work.